Nate Woodbury and Krista Kacey here. We're talking about audio for video, or specifically YouTube video. How do you get good audio? We're going to show you several different ways what to do and what not to do. Okay, so for this video, we've actually got three different mics recording. We've got one overhead here. This is a Zoom H2N. It's my favorite mic. It's directional. And so right now it's focusing on this region here. So when you and I talk, it picks up our voices. I could angle it a little bit so it gets both of us really good. But if Alicia were to talk, go ahead and talk, Alicia, but team, still just use this mic.
Hey team, I don't know what to say.
Okay, so my hope is that by using this mic, you would have heard that she sounded distant, that she sounded farther away. But we've also got another mic that's mounted right on top of the camera. So it's called the shotgun mic. And so team, just switch over just to the shotgun mic right now. And then say watermelon, Alicia.
Watermelon.
Okay, so she was right behind. She's behind it. It wasn't pointing at her, but you probably picked it up a little bit louder. And then just for demonstration purposes, I happen to have another Zoom H2N, and I've got a lav mic plugged in here. So this would be clipped on my shirt. So if I clipped it on my shirt, you'd be hearing me now, and it should be good quality. Go ahead and you talk, and team, focus on this mic.
Hey team, I'm hoping you can hear me through that lav mic.
So they will pick it up, but my voice will be louder because it's closer to me. So generally you'd have one, I have one. Now the disadvantages of this is sometimes there can be movement of clothing or the cords, or if there's wind or if it rubs on my shirt, it picks up those type sounds. And so that's I usually try and not use these, but the disadvantage of having this mic up here, if you can show this again, Alicia. Disadvantage of this right here is we have to be stuck in this one spot. I mean, even if I just want to lean back and chat, I'm further away from the microphone versus coming in here. Or if I want to turn around, and talk this way, I don't sound as good. So sometimes we'll do all three. I'll put the lav mic on my shirt. We'll have this mic here. We have the shotgun mic always for backup. Outdoors, far away from a shotgun mic, it's really bad audio quality, so you need something really close. But I will tell you this, let me unplug. So this is the same mic right there. I'm just holding it in my hand. So I went downtown Salt Lake. We were doing street interviews. I was the one with the camera, but Chris Crone was interviewing somebody. And then the Trax train came by. So the mic was about right here. He was just holding it. And they were having a conversation as I'm filming. I don't know if we're going to be able to use this. That train is so noisy and squeaky.
Right.
Afterwards, audio was great. You could hear the train, but it was muffled in the background. And it was fine because you could see it on camera. But the audio was totally usable.
And you think it would have overpowered all of that?
Yeah, you would have thought, but it worked great. So
Awesome.
I highly recommend this mic. Product placement there. Now,
there's
maybe
your
I should put a link
start.
on Amazon. I'll put an Amazon link to this mic. It's $150. I own 3 of them. So why do we go through all the trouble of using different mics? Why do you think?
Because sound is critical to having a great podcast or YouTube video or whatever you might be recording.
Yeah, we're talking about the experience. We want people to enjoy it. And so if there's good lighting, and meaning it's lit well, they can see your face, they can see the whites of your eyes, or it's enjoyable to watch, and there's good audio, it makes it more enjoyable to watch. I just said the word enjoyable twice though. It makes it easier to watch, more likely that they're going to watch the whole video.
Yeah, I think I would turn it off if I couldn't understand what was being said. What would be the point?
One video that we filmed with Paul Jenkins, for some reason there was some type of interference. Some electronic device was interacting with one of my mics, causing a bzzz. And the whole video, and we're watching, it's like, what is that sound? And anyway, that's an extreme example. But just go back to the shotgun mic. There's some videos that are filmed just like this with the shotgun mic, cameras far away. And now you notice it because we're talking about it and we just switched, but subconsciously you may not notice it, except for you're not as into the video. You realize
distant from it.
You get the impression that this isn't as professionally done. They don't really know what they're doing on camera because the audio is just unprofessional. And so even though we hide the mic, we don't show the mic, we want to have good audio so that you can have a good experience. So I'm really curious what questions or comments you have.
Yeah. Okay, I have a couple. One is that I think what you just said is all important, because if you have great sound and you sound more professional, you're usually going to grab a more professional audience or somebody who's looking for something that's quality enough to watch. I have a production team who always says we can cover up bad video with great audio, but you can't cover up bad audio.
Yeah,
it just sounds bad.
That makes sense.
Okay, so I have a question for you. I heard recently that on Facebook, most videos are watched silently and that they just need to be transcribed. How does that compare to YouTube? And is it just that YouTube videos that are embedded into Facebook also need to have transcription? Or how do you deal with that?
Yeah, so the reason for that, and I'll explain the difference. On YouTube, in order for something to be counted as a view, somebody will be watching it with the audio on for 30 seconds, and that counts as a view. On Facebook, it just has to scroll past for 3 seconds. So it has to be in front of me for 3 seconds without the audio. And oftentimes when I'm looking at my phone, I bring up Facebook, I'm scrolling through stuff, video will start playing, but I'm in a setting where I can't have it play out loud.
Exactly.
With YouTube, I'll have my headphones in. I know that there's going to be audio. I'm there to watch videos. But with Facebook, it's like, oh, here's a video. Interesting. And because I'm not going to turn the audio on most of the time, you've got to have those subtitles. So I'm not necessarily recommending that you take your YouTube videos and post them onto Facebook. But if you do, yeah, you definitely want to have text on the screen so people can read and understand what you're saying without having to turn the audio on. Because if they just see a talking head and there's no words and they're not going to turn on the audio, they'll just skip past
scrolling.
It. Mm-hmm. Great point.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, you're definitely going to enjoy the next one. We're going to talk about how to make a promotional video. That's a video that actually gets people to buy things and engages people emotionally. How do you do that? Oh yeah, so subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.